Everyone looking forward to Halloween? Yeah? Now, I didn't know this, but apparently there's a code. If you don't mind people knocking on your door, you leave a pumpkin outside. That's how it works. It's sort of like flashing your headlights in a car park, I think. It's that sort of thing. No? Have I got that wrong? Now, if you're going to be celebrating Halloween, I must warn you, a shortage of pumpkins this year. Did you know that? Although, if you can't get one and you need something round and orange to scoop the inside out of... Yeah, just over... I know. I mean, it's not even our election, and I'm so relieved. It's just over a week until it's all over. I mean, it has been a fascinating campaign. So one of my favourite bits was when those Donald Trump statues suddenly started appearing all over the country. Did you see those? Yeah. Makes a change, him being groped. I wonder if Hillary's seen them. I'm guessing yes. Let's get some guests on! Later, with a music from country music star Leanne Rimes. But first, this man won 4 Emmys for his role in Breaking Bad, and now he's turned author. Please welcome for the first time, Mr. Bryan Cranston! There he is! Hello, sir. You're very welcome. Really nice to see you. Bryan Cranston! Right. This man, he won an Oscar for his role as Stephen Hawking in The Theory of Everything, and now he's starring in the latest incarnation of the Harry Potter franchise, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Please welcome Eddie Redmayne! There he is! Oh, you love a chord. You love a chord. I love a chord. And from Hamlet to Sherlock Holmes, this man has conquered stage and screen. Now he joins the Marvel Universe as Doctor Strange. It's welcome back to the great Benedict Cumberbatch! Hello, very nice to meet you. You know everybody. Sit down, sit down, sit down. That's nice, right? That's good. Some weeks it's nothing. That was a nice welcome. You're very welcome. Welcome back to you two. And Bryan, first time. Lovely to see you.
Well, first of all, let me thank you for allowing me to rid myself of that dreadful American accent I've used for 60 bloody years.
Finally.
Oh,
you've come home. But no, but you guys... Now, you were both on last year's honours list. So you're a CBE, Benedict, is that right?
That is right.
Yeah, and you're an OBE.
I'm not angry.
Oh, is that better? Is that better than an OBE?
I'm not angry.
Listen, he got an Oscar.
I'm not angry.
We're fine.
I'm just disappointed.
and deservedly so, I might add. So, yeah, no, we're fine.
For the yank on the couch, what does that mean now? The OB and the SV?
That's a very good question. Over to you, boys.
CB is commander of the British Empire.
Ooh.
And does that involve because have you had
It's not
the
a knight,
moment?
no, I think the sword is the knight.
So there are no swords involved?
Not in the ceremony.
Do you have the nuclear codes?
Yes. I do. Oh, yeah, no.
And what is the process? Like you sort of...
It sounds like I have to do something really important.
Because Eddie hasn't even bothered to collect his yet.
I've been busy, but I'm getting it soon.
Hey, that's cool, isn't it?
I'm sweating.
Oh, yeah, I got an OBE, yeah. Did you send it to me?
That's brilliant.
I haven't gone yet, but only because I've been filming.
Do you have to go, or can they just post it to you?
No, I'm desperate to go.
Tell I can take it in person. I think Her Majesty appreciates
Do you wear
that.
a uniform?
No, just a smart suit and something respectful. And
can you boss him around because now you outrank him?
Oh, yeah.
But actually, you mentioned the Oscar, that this is a very odd couch. I don't think we've ever had this before, because last year, the two of you were nominated, and you won. But then the two of you were nominated this year. You for trombone and a Danish girl. I don't think we've ever had that before. That's a lot of Oscar on one couch.
Double nominee.
Double nominee.
One-time winner.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
In consecutive years. I think that's got to be some kind of record, just consecutive years, and that's extraordinary.
Did you meet each other on the night, or you kept separate by studios?
Yeah, we see each other and then backstage, and then, you know, he's throwing up in the trash can. All right.
You're cooking the crystal.
Yeah. Here, take this. It'll make you feel better.
It's odd for you, Bryan, because presumably you thought, when you were Malcolm in the Middle, that you were famous. And then Breaking Bad came along, and you must have realised, oh, no, this is famous.
Yeah, I never really realized it. I doubt that anyone on this couch wanted to be a star. We wanted to be
They're whooping
actors.
you in your pants, by the way. That's what that whoop was.
You're welcome.
I was thinking it was the word couch. It was that easy.
But before fame, Bryan Cranston, you went on, was it a 2-year motorcycle trip you went round
I did, yeah.
America?
Wow.
And
Yeah.
you, in the book, we'll talk about your book properly in a little bit, but there's a story in the book about where you got involved in a situation in a restaurant. Was the chef Pete Wong?
Peter Wong, yes. It was a Polynesian restaurant. My brother and I were on this trip to find ourselves, really. We were young. I was 20. And we got restaurants because we were broke, waiter jobs. And this guy, this chef, was a horrible human being. Hated everyone, and everyone hated him. And we would have fun with the waiters as we were having a bite to eat and getting that meeting before we start our shift. And everyone would talk about how you would kill Peter Wong. And I said, I think I would slice him up and put him in a wok and then cook Mugu Guy Peter, you know, and put it over, you know, some sticky rice. So, at the end of the season, my brother and I were ready to take off again. We do take off. What we didn't know is that the same time we took off to go on our trip again, Peter Wong was murdered. And the detectives...
Oh, I didn't think it was going there, did you?
I'm good. You're by yourself.
See, what was happening is that Peter constantly tried to move away from me. And it was irritating.
Oh, he's going on Walter White.
So we didn't know until we took about 4 months to travel some more and came back down to Florida to start working again because we were broke again. And our friend said, did they catch up with you? And we said, what do you mean? He said, the cops were looking for you. They put out an APB for you two guys because the detectives came in and said, is there anybody who's not working here anymore who ever talked about hurting or killing? Our friends were like, Cranston brothers? And yeah, sure enough. And he was, you know, unfortunately, he was bludgeoned and thrown in the back of a car. It's a sweet story.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, it's great. And also, isn't it great to know it was so easy to evade capture? Now it's a chat show anecdote. And they never caught us.
Yet.
Now, Benedict's movie tonight, the Marvel family has expanded. New edition is Doctor Strange, and you are Doctor Strange.
I am.
Out now, and now the odd thing is, apparently, who was it? Somebody suggested the role of Doctor Strange 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was doing press in LA, and this journalist said, you make a great Doctor Strange. And I went, Doctor Who? He went, that too. Well, that's very sweet. No, who's Doctor Strange? And he pitched who he is and in the comics, and I thought, right, I'll have a read of that. And that was very strange, no pun intended. I don't quite see the fit. He's clever, and he's arrogant, and that fits with, I suppose, another well-known character I play, but apart from that, very different. And basically, yeah, he's a New York neurosurgeon. He's at the top of his game, but he's kind of built this gilded cage around him from his success. He's arrogant and materialistic and funny and charming, but lost in a world of material wealth with no one to share it with. He then has a cataclysmic car crash which nearly kills him and destroys his hands and prevents him from being able to perform as a neurosurgeon. So he takes a one-way trip to a place in Kathmandu called Karmataj, which is the last kind of hint he gets of salvation, and it's beyond Western science, but this guy just says, look, I went there and I was healed. So he goes and he meets the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton, and literally has his mind blown into the multiverse, comes around from that experience and trains to become a sorcerer and realise this new power he has in his hands.
What is it? We've got a clip. This is you meeting the Ancient One, played by Tilda Swinton. She's terrific in it, too. And You film on location in Nepal, and often
Yes.
I think, you know, actors, they get movies and they think, oh, great, I get to go to that place. But this is unbelievable, I think, the way that television, I mean, I know it's a broadcast medium, but you get to Nepal and they know who you are.
I mean, it was unbelievable because I was in that stage of the film, so I'm quite bearded up and all scraggly and desperate, and even despite that, I was on the first day photographed, and that was it. And by the end, there were thousands of people surrounding us. There was one very scary moment. These people started crowding around the car, and we couldn't move. And it was literally like being the opposite. It was like being in a mobile cage that wasn't going anywhere in a zoo. It was really weird. I had conversations with them, and then it was like, don't really not say that. That's a nice shirt. And then I thought, no, we're kind of like half an hour late, and the car started rocking a bit with new people turning up, pushing the new people. I think the first people to arrive were a bit embarrassed because their faces were basically pressed against the car. So we sort of slowly pushed the car door open, saying, sorry, we really have to go, and just made up and just ran. There were hundreds of people by the end, and it's Sherlock. It's incredible. It's just got that.
And it is. I mean, what does your mind? Because you are like a nerd's wet dream. Because you've got Sherlock, Star Trek, and now Marvel.
Fangasm.
I know. It's like that's your pension right there. You can just do conventions.
Get properly lazy doing what I actually do and just go and sign pictures of my face.
But there was a shot that I think you were on location in New York, and so this is without this is without the special effects. So this is Doctor Strange. Is that the what do you call energy rotor?
I'm about to take off.
Oh, you're taking off? Oh,
that's me about to fly.
Oh, OK. He's about to fly. Anyway, for some reason, the way these things do, that image just captured people's imaginations. And so they've taken Benedict Doctor Strange and put him in different places. So here's Benedict on a zip wire. He's also very sporty. There he is. He's also cultured. Music is his life. There he is. And very good at the ice skating, ladies and gentlemen. That looks like it's real.
That looks like a Donald Trump move.
By the way, we're sorry. We're so sorry.
It's nearly over, everyone. It's nearly over. Because Bryan, now, you know, you guys put the work in. Bryan Cranston, wow, the dedication to your craft. Because Malcolm in the Middle, you would think, oh, a sitcom, how hard could that be? But the writers really, they pushed you to extreme situations.
They did. They often would say, you know, what would Bryan not do? You know, and I was naked, covered in blue paint. I was attached to the front of a city bus. I roller skated. And one time, the creator of the show came to me and said, I know I told you that I would never ask you to do something I wouldn't do. What I'm about to ask you, I wouldn't do. Would you wear 75,000 honeybees on your body? And I said, yeah, I think that sounds cool. Let's do it.
And you did. We have a picture of it. There you are.
Wow.
Now, are they all bees?
Oh, they're about 3 to 4 inches thick on there.
Oh, my God.
It looks like chainmail, doesn't it?
No, it looks like sort of like there's a few bees and the rest of it's made up.
Oh, no.
All bees.
No.
Sorry, I have a lot of questions about this. It just halts the proceedings to go through these. Sorry, but did you get stung?
I did get stung.
Ow.
Well,
how many times?
Okay, so the first thing, when you're wearing 75,000 bees, it should not come as a surprise if you get stung. What was that? Oh, my God, I got stung by a bee! How did that... So the thing you realize is that when you're wearing bees, you realize that the sting of a bee, about 95% of the pain, is actually the surprise factor. Oh, God, that...
Did that not make another...
No, I didn't do that. So the beekeeper said, if you get stung, let me know, and I'll immediately, like, flip out the stinger with the sack of venom in it, because if you flick it out, then it won't get pumped into your system.
How's he going to find this thing amongst 35,000 bees?
I don't know.
Talk about
I don't know.
Sting and a hate.
So I had to stand that way. I had to stand. And in the scene, I need to turn. And that's when I got stung. So I said, oh, I felt just a little pinprick. And I went, oh, I think I got stung. And the beekeeper goes, where? He's ready. And I said, in the ball sack. And he goes, sorry, man. Not going there.
Oh, my God.
Now, Eddie Redmayne, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It opens on November the 18th. And you were on this programme, I believe, moaning about not being in Harry Potter. Did J.K. Rowling hear you?
If so, thank you, Brad. That's like the greatest talk show ever. Maybe, who knows? Yeah.
Because you were annoyed, because, I mean, there's even a ginger family in Harry Potter.
True. I would say disappointed rather than annoyed.
You said something like you were the only actor in Equity not to be in.
Literally. But yeah, because all our friends were in it, or at least getting auditions. But then I had actually had an audition to play the young Voldemort while I was still at university, and it was with the sort of assistant of the assistant of the assistant of the casting directors, and I don't think she even allowed me to finish the audition. So it was a sad moment.
Oh, her loss.
This is a big moment for me.
Yeah.
Let out the anger.
Yeah. Your whole career has been leading up to this moment. Look at me now! Now, this is a prequel to the Harry Potter story. Well, it's kind of... You don't need to have ever seen a Harry Potter film, really.
You don't need to have seen Harry... It's set in the 1920s in the Jazz Age in New York. And it's about the wizarding world
It's about you. It's about you.
It's about me. It's about this guy, Newt Scamander, who is an English magizoologist, don't you know? Wow. Who comes over to New York with all these extraordinary magical creatures in his case. And one of them gets out, or maybe a few of them get out, and it sets a load of events into motion. And it was so much fun to make, and we had the most wonderful time doing it. So... it's exciting.
Well, look, let's have a taste of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Excellent. You nailed it. You nailed it.
Wow.
And in terms of preparing for roles, apparently J.K. Rowling was very hands-on with you. She had specific requests.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, actually, meeting her, because we only got to meet her a week or three before we started filming, and we just... all the sort of pleasantries of nice to meet you sort of went very quickly, and we just started talking at each other about Newt. But one of the things was she had written this scene that Newt... he seems like a slender lad, and then halfway through he takes off his shirt and you realise he's got scars, and for an actor that's always, well, if you look like me, it's a complete shag, because you're like, oh no, that means 7 months in the gym, attempting to get a six-pack. And so that all happened, and we did all that, and I did that thing of, like, you know, you're pumping iron before the take and sweating, and everyone thinks you look like a complete fool, and you're doing the whole take going, I am like this. Obviously, the scene was cut.
Could Newt have been a little potbelly? Could he have been a little pudgy?
I think he could have been, but the problem is that, you know,
The problem was J.K. Rowling wanted to see you with your shirt off.
No, I don't know whether the scene was cut because, you know, the director sweetly said it just didn't feel right, or because my acting was so bad because I was busy going.
Newt's ripped, but he's really constipated.
And does Newt Scamander, does he have signature moves?
I mean, he's got... basically, what was extraordinary was the whole wandy thing. Because when you get to hold a wand, like, you don't realise... I was obsessed with magic when I was a kid. So your inner 9-year-old is having a field day, the best. But then I actually got the wand in my hand, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, oh, this is the greatest moment I've ever expected, and I kind of just... It's a bit flimsy, slightly odd, it's a bit weird. So you're sent off to one school.
Of course.
And you also go and watch all the other films and steal from Dan Radcliffe. But what was weird were these moments... I remember Colin Farrell and I being in the trailer one morning, and we'd done a scene the day before that involved wands, and I sort of looked over and I saw him gently holding his arm. And I had a real pain in my upper arm, and he turned to me and he was like, "You got wand wrist." Got wizard's elbow. Yeah. a weird thing by which when you're doing like spells,
That's a real thing.
but there's
Yeah.
nothing to like hit against.
A lot of
Like what
wizards
Ben was
talk about
doing.
And your arms
Replacement
go on.
surgery. And,
Yeah.
He's suing Warner Brothers for all that pain.
Now, a lot of people don't know this, but Eddie is in fact a highly trained master magician. Now, are you a member of the Magic Circle?
No.
that's right.
Wow.
That moment was one of like deep despair and loss. That was a dream when I was a child. But
was
it
it
never
really?
happened. Yeah.
I was just
Please tell me
joking.
you're about to
No, because I know
present
that
me with some
you
magic
can
circle.
do amazing magic. Because we have here just a totally ordinary colouring book.
Oh.
This is totally ordinary.
Oh.
But Eddie can do magic with it. Isn't that right, Eddie?
I mean,
Are you sitting comfortably, children? No.
Oh.
It's totally ordinary, but you mustn't touch it.
Just sit back. Okay.
Eddie's got it.
so excited. So I loved Paul Daniels. You probably won't know who Paul Daniels. The late Paul Daniels was an amazing magician that used to be on telly every Saturday night. I was obsessed with him. And this is my moment to be on television doing magic. Ben, are you ready?
I'm ready. This.
This is a colouring book. There is nothing weird, odd, or bizarre about it, other than it says the word magic on the front of it. There is actually nothing in the colouring book I'm showing you. Do you see? There is
Yes,
nothing.
nothing.
I can see there's nothing in it.
But, Brian,
Yes.
will you blow on the colouring book?
I beg your pardon.
No, harder than that.
I'm a blowhard, okay.
Let's see what that's done, shall we?
Wow! Pictures, don't you know? That is some crazy magic!
There's more. Don't stop me right there.
There's more!
Okay, so the next stage is... So now we have pictures. Ben, we have pictures.
We have pictures. I can see the pictures.
Will you blow on it? Give me your full smorg.
I will blow hard.
Okay, go. Okay, good. That's amazing. Was it hard enough? I should do panto. Oh, yes. Was it hard
Mum, we've
enough?
talked about this, Mum.
Let's see.
No, it wasn't hard enough. But I'm a wizard. And
That was good!
I've been sitting there awkwardly for the whole show.
Don't spoil it!
And maybe for full-on Marvel, like, wizarding, crossover, the potential
Hello.
for
Okay,
Doctor Strange
We
to
might
come
get
into the
sued for
wizarding
this.
world. Will you give us a spell, Ben?
As a Kazan.
Yeah, good.
Very good. Very good.
Actually better than I did. Drum roll.
Yeah, there you go! Good.
Magic.
They loved it, Eddie.
Thank you for appeasing my greatest moment.
Burn him! Burn him! Now, Bryan Cranston,
Yes, sir.
an extraordinary life, and you put it all into an excellent book called A Life in Parts. And it's in shops now. It's not just a straightforward autobiography. It's sort of a collection of stories, of moments in your life.
Yeah, stories I've been telling all my life, and when you realize it is that storytelling is really the wonderful thing about human beings. It's probably the first memory that we have of dragging a book to our parents' lap and being told a story. And whether you're 2 or 102, it's the most wonderful thing about human beings. And there's a select few of us who are so fortunate to be able to be also the storytellers in our lives, and to be able to then to put it in paper and have people read about the ups and downs and the times that I was insecure and doubted where my next meal was coming from, or a challenging childhood with abandonment and alcoholism and all kinds of interesting, unfortunate things. But I try to look at it that, you know, when something unfortunate happens, you have built-in conflict. And that ultimately is what's going to make a good story.
And it's a really varied mix of stories. So you are an ordained minister.
I am indeed, son.
Yes. So there was a very busy minister who encouraged you to pick up the slack.
One of my summer jobs was on Catalina Island off the coast of California. And I befriended a guy named Reverend Bob, who was a great guy, didn't drink, didn't do any drugs. He just was looking for a good time. And he was a Universal Life Church Reverend, which was actually started as a tax haven. But they also, they did weddings. Actually, I was attracted to this. And he came to me one day and said, Bryan, I need you to perform a wedding because I booked 2 weddings, same day, same time, different locations. And what are you talking about? I can't do that. He said, no, you can. I'll just put the certificate in the typewriter and type in your name. We send it off to the Secretary of State. It gets, you know, registered, and you are legally an ordained minister. And I said, I can't do this. I really can't. This is the mid-'70s. I can't do this, but I really can't. It pays $200. I go, I'll do it. I'll do that. So I said, here's a copy of Cahill Gibran. People like that. And just, you know, just talk to them and have the bride sign here, the groom sign here. You're done. You know, it's like, okay. So I had hair down to here. I was sunburned. I had shorts and flip-flops and a Hawaiian shirt. And I show up. It was at an airport. And I'm looking around, and I thought, oh, man. And this guy says, who are you? And I went, I'm the minister. I'm the minister. Where are we going to do this? He said, we're going to go into an airplane, a 6-seater airplane, and once we get over the Hollywood sign, we want to start the ceremony. I go, piece of cake, no problem. Inside, of course, I'm like, we get inside, I'm next to the pilot, then the bride and groom, and the witnesses in the back. And that's a twin-engine prop plane. So I have to scream. So I'm in the back going, remember, love one another, but don't stand in each other's shadow as the willow and the oak. Trust the foundation of love. Whenever you are in doubt, trust your love together. And they're holding hands. And then I go through. I'm just wheeling and dealing, but it was an acting exercise, and they were holding hands and looking to me, the figure of authority, and I went, oh man, don't mess this up.
But this is again, how many connections are on this couch? Because Benedict, you can marry people. Is this right? We're gonna have a wedding off.
Yeah, yes, it is. It sort of is. Yeah.
You have married people.
Yeah, I married Rob Rinder to his partner Seth.
This Judge Rinder, you know Judge Rinder. Yeah. He married him. I mean, he didn't marry him.
Well, no, yeah.
He officiated. He officiated.
Yeah, that would be a bit sticky. But
on Ibiza, I mean, there's so many bits of it that are unlikely. It's you, it's Judge Rinder, it's Ibiza. Well, it's a wedding.
He was, well, way back when he was Rob Rinder. That's who I was marrying, and we
weren't marrying.
No, I was. I was performing the ceremony, is
yeah.
what I mean, and to Seth, his partner, and yeah, he's a judge now, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do that, but I didn't ever see any documentation. But I'm sure it's legitimate. No. I'm not trying to claim that. To be honest, I think they've done the serious stuff, probably with Bryan in an aeroplane before.
Yes, on the way.
The real serious
stuff. Just
stuff.
a sort of little bit of icing on the cake in Ibiza, I think. But yeah, it was amazing to do. I didn't have to fight the noise, but it was the baking heat of Ibiza at the edge of a cliff. But to be honest, it's still, whatever the situation, to be near people making that vow, it's fantastic. It's an incredible thing to witness.
And also, it was odd to now witness what's happened to him. He's now Judge Rinder.
It's
he's
very
on
odd
Strictly
for
Come
me to now
Dancing.
witness what he's done. Yeah. I mean, it's just extraordinary. I think I had the same. Yep, there he is. And
Did you know he could dance?
Not like that, no. Yeah. Don't think anyone knew that. It's extraordinary, and you know, he's a dear friend, and to watch anyone you know do something unexpectedly brilliant like that is, yeah, you just fill with pride, and it's very funny and very brilliant.
Are you voting?
Not yet. No, I haven't been in the country to vote. So I've been catching up, but when it gets crucial,
yeah.
I'm there.
Multiple
darling. friends to vote.
Because Eddie Redmayne, your wedding sounds like one of those classic weddings where, I mean, your wife was late, but she was, like, properly late.
Yeah, no, she was.
You mean she was already pregnant?
She was properly late, but she's always just generally late in life. So it transpired. We got married somewhere where the chapel was right next to where she was getting ready and changed, and part of the choice was knowing that I could go and scream up to her room if she didn't come. But I was actually relatively mellow and standing at the front. But everyone else, after 45 minutes, was going, whew, and I was like, no, she's never been on time for anything in her life. It's absolutely good and right and as it should be.
But that's so, like, what was she doing? I always think that's so weird when people are 45 minutes late for their own wedding. What? You knew this was happening. You've been planning it for a year.
I know, but I thought what was interesting is her...
She's pregnant. Get off her back.
Yeah, she was adjusting the dress, letting it out a little bit.
No, but her lovely grandfather had to be restrained from going and summoning her, but it was good. She arrived and it was all fun.
I'm annoyed on your behalf.
Thank you.
Now, the dating agency, this is Brian's life. Seriously, get this book.
Best life ever.
Yeah. So,
I just because I'm old.
Was the dating agency before the weddings or after the weddings?
It was actually after.
After.
Yeah.
But this is a lovely thing. Well, they weren't lovely, but we don't have them anymore. This was you were filming people's video profiles.
Right. Before the online companies of dating and all that sort of thing, you actually had to go into an office. And this company was called Great Expectations, and it was actually very, very successful. And they would match people up. And basically, you would go in, you would take a picture, you would write out a profile of who you are, and then you would have a short videotape so that men or women can watch someone and go, I like the feel of this person. It feels genuine or whatever. And so I would conduct the videotape interviews, and I'd have a little secret button. And most of them would come in and go, well, I like walks on the beach, and I'm very romantic, and I like to cook at home. And it's like, okay, calm down.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is not going to work because you're trying too hard. Just relax. So I would usually tell a joke, and then they would laugh, and I'd push the button when they're laughing and start the tape, and then said, do you have a joke? And they would say something or tell a joke, not knowing they were being taped. And 50 seconds later, I'd say, that's it, we're done. And we just wanted to get a little snippet of who they really are. And it really worked.
Well, now, I don't know, because, again, like, you know, there's all the apps and things now. People have forgotten this world of these things. Somebody, very handily, did a little montage of men who'd done these things. So I don't know if you've directed any of these.
It's quite possible.
But I think we'll see the name of the company. I can't remember what it's called, but here we go.
Are you looking for me? I'm looking for someone. Where can you be? Someone.
Okay, early to bed, early to rise makes a woman healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's why you're wiser than me. It's Stephen.
Hi, I'm Maurice. I'm an executive by day and a wild man by night.
Hi, my name's Monroe. You've probably already noticed that I have incredibly blue eyes.
Hi, my name is Phil. Most of my friends call me Big Phil.
Genius. Okay, so since you're the expert, you've been here. You've been here. So if we replay the opening there, I wonder if you could show the boys how it might be done.
Okay.
So here we go.
Are you looking for me? I'm looking for someone. Where can you be? Someone.
Go.
Hi. I'm Brian. I'm 60, and if you like threesomes, just remember, I like Malcolm in the Middle.
Very good.
Hi, I'm Eddie. I'm 34. And if you're looking for a fantastic beast, I know that.
That's a winner. That's a winner.
Hi, I'm Benedict, but you can call me Big Ben. I'm somewhere over 30. If you're feeling a bit strange, the doctor will see you now.
That is going to guarantee that we would all have stayed single.
Excellent work. Right, it's time for music. And this lady is the youngest Grammy winner ever. And 20 years later, she's still going strong. With her 16th studio album, Remnants, here performing The Story, it's Leanne Rimes. Oh, thank you so much. Leanne Rimes. Come and join the boys. You have a seat there. Very good. Wow.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on that performance. That was beautiful.
Thank you. I feel like I'm interrupting the flow over here, being the only girl, but it feels very nice.
No. Yeah. No. They were missing the girl.
Yes.
Not at all. We're just acting normal.
The vibe has changed.
You want a drink?
Get you a date.
Yeah. I think I pulled something right now.
And listen, the album, Remnants, it's out now. Congratulations.
Thank
and good
you.
luck with it. You really deserves to do well. And I was saying there that, you've been in the business for somewhere 20 years, but you're so young. Like, you're still in your early 30s.
I'm 34, yeah.
Like, you were a proper child.
I
when they
was a baby, yeah.
How old are you for the Grammy?
Well, I was a fetus when I started, and then I really basically was. And 14 when I won my,
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, yes. That's some fantastic hair right there.
Yes.
Throwing it back, yes.
Yeah.
No, I'd actually been singing on stage since I was 5, so I'd been working.
Did you ever get to a point where you were nervous, or because you started so young, you passed that
Only
up?
as I've gotten older, you realize the humanity sets in, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not superhuman. But as a kid, I started so young.
You don't need
that
it.
it didn't even faze me. But
And it's odd because I think for people here, we associate you with, with the country roots and that kind of American heartland. But you genuinely like it here. You look out in an audience, and it's so different than the audience you see in America.
My audiences have always been diverse as far as age goes. But here, yeah, there's there's leather and piercings, and then everything is just, it's such a wide variety of people. And they also, here, they really love music so much they know the album. It's not just that they know the singles, they really know the album. So I'll play some obscure song and people will be singing all the words. It's really cool. It's a great audiences here, yeah.
You can just relax, can't you?
It really is,
Let them do it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And listen, people want to know, will this album be toured? Are you going to tour in Britain?
Yes, we're doing 6 shows here in February, and then we'll be back in the fall to hopefully do some more shows. And so, yeah, I love it here.
Oh,
I'm going to be back much more.
Well, come and see us again. Leanne Rimes, everybody. Okay. Just before we go, we do have time for a visit to the big red chair. Let's see who's there. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening.
That wasn't just me. Bryan Cranston also.
He's as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're older. Our patience has gone. Thin. Okay, let's try it on somebody else. Oh, my God. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Jen.
Jen, lovely. And where are you from, Jen?
Originally in Canada, but I've lived here for 5 years.
Okay, what do you do here?
I work in tech.
In tech. She works in tech.
Sounds fishy.
Yeah, I know, it does sound. What do you know? I'm going to explore. What do you do in tech?
I lead the team that does customer success management for a cloud software company.
I'm so sorry I asked.
Why say
Go
tech?
even deeper. One more.
Even she sounded bored. She was smiling and trying to sound enthused, but really, she's thinking, Jesus, I'm doing it again tomorrow. Off you go with the story.
So my boyfriend and I, after school, moved to Boston, and my parents were coming down to visit. We hadn't spent a ton of time as a group together, so I warned my boyfriend that my parents are pretty open, like to say a lot of stuff. And we went out shopping this one day and ended up at a Bath & Body Works type of store. My parents were looking at some of the products, and my dad picks up this pot of body powder and is talking to the woman at the store. My mom comes over, and the woman's like, oh, it's really great. You have a shower. You can put it on. My mom looks at my dad and then looks at my boyfriend and goes, oh, you can put it on your balls after the shower. My dad's like, yeah, it'll smell amazing. My boyfriend just turns totally white and walks out of the store. But it ended up working out because it's 10 years later and we're still together.
I don't even know what that story was about. How was that a story?
Powdered balls.
Yeah, there was I got the powdered balls bit.
I found it quite emotional.
You've had enough. Well done, everyone. If you'd like to join us on the show and have a go in the red chair, you can contact us via our website at this address. That is it for tonight. Please say a huge thank you to my guest, Leanne Rhymes, everybody. Mr. Bryan Cranston. Redmayne. And Benedict Cumberbatch. Join me next week with music from the mighty Sting, actors Claire Foy and Matt Smith, broadcasting legend Sir David Attenborough, and Hollywood star Ben Affleck.